but I'm sure Eddie Murphy don't give a fuck what Cat Williams got to say at all.
Thing about being the trailblazer, you're gonna smell like smoke.
Going city to city, we turning corners. When you a trailblazer smelling like smoke, pay attention to the jokes. Success tried to warn us. Motivation, conversation, captivating the coach. Performing arts, it's the heart, so we gotta watch the vote. All my dreams out of mind, out of sight. They standing on my left, cause they can't get right. You know what make them wonder every time I turn the corner. Pull up in a hop out, addressing the topic of discussion. Giving culture for the culture, enlightening you vote. So many origin stories before the glory, we just not shown. Keeping it balanced with independent talents, and they don't like that.
All right, listen, y'all, we got a guest that I say this a lot. Really don't need no introduction. Like, for real. Like, from Monique's, from the Monique Show, from Def Jam, Comic View, Martin Lawrence Presents First Amendment, something I can't wait to talk to him about, coming to America.
Indeed.
Cousin. I was trying to find that name. It just said cousin. I said, okay. Now, let me just go ahead and start by, let me just introduce my brother.
They actually let me call him Cousin Rodney.
No,
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
They let me call him Cousin Rodney because they didn't give a guy a name.
That's
in Coming to America too, yeah.
Cousin Rodney. Okay.
Exactly.
Listen, Rodney, I just want to say thank you, first of all, for doing the show. This guy is an actor, comedian, writer, producer. I didn't see it, but I know he does that too. Director.
I am a director.
Okay.
I had a movie, but then it came out yet.
I love it. Okay. We promo. Okay. So let me just start off by doing my Club Shay Shay.
Okay. Bring it up.
He's gained national prominence as co-host of BET's The Monique Show, where his rumor has relatable personality made him a standout, a prolific performer. He has graced the stage on Def Comedy Jam, Comic View, Martin Lawrence Presents First Amendment stand-up, and countless other platforms, becoming a household name in the comedy circuit. His ability to weave humor with heartfelt observations has earned him accolades and a loyal fan base. In addition to his stand-up success, Rodney has showcased his acting talent in numerous films, including Coming to America, Tyler Perry's Medea's Big Happy Family, that was hilarious, Johnson's Family Vacation, Who's Watching the Kids, The Last Laugh, and in case I had never seen this, funny as hell, Christmas in Compton. On television.
Wow.
Yeah. I did some research. On television, he has appeared on shows such as The Ricky Smiley Show, Bounces TV, Off the Chain, and even lent his comedic flair to improv-based performances on Who's Got Jokes. He is also the host of and creator of a popular podcast, That Comedy Show. Okay. We're going to just get into all of it. Brother, how are you doing? Welcome to
Ray.
Turn the Corners.
What's up, boy?
Man, listen.
Wow.
Let me say this to you. We met some years ago, and I know
probably 20.
It was, listen, man. You sat next to me. You said, "Hey, man, can I sit here for a minute?" I was on the Tom Joyner cruise, and I would just sit up there eating, and I looked. I said, "I've seen this brother somewhere before," and we just started talking. We just started talking about nothing, and I kept staring at you. Now, I couldn't tell you I didn't know who you were because I didn't know. You know, some people get mad when you do that.
No.
Oh, you don't recognize. But I kept looking. I've seen this dude somewhere before.
Yeah.
And we kept talking. I'm like, it's fucking Rodney Perry.
Yeah, sometimes people just feel familiar, you know, like family almost. Like that's the thing about me and who I am and who my career. People kind of be like, "You go to my church?"
Yeah.
You know, and so you just I don't assume anybody knows me, but if they don't, I'm willing to tell you, you know, where do I know you from? I'll tell you.
Yeah. And people do that with me too, but normally, nigga, you owe me some money. You know, it's one of those situations where you're like the nigga that joked with my cousin 20 years ago. You know what I'm saying? But listen, brother, let me just start here. First of all, let me say this, because people don't know.
Okay.
How you doing, shipmate?
I'm a Navy man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm a Navy man.
Yeah.
And one of the best decisions I ever made. Lifelong friends, Harry Ratchford, who currently writes and produces with Kevin Hart, and my roommate in the Navy, and some great friends. Roy Freeman, great friends. Mitch Jerome, just some great lifelong friends. Lisa, my girl Lisa, who has still he'll come to see me to this day, and it was a beautiful thing being in the Navy.
Did because here's the thing that blew my mind, and I did not know this. You're from Chicago.
Southside.
Listen, man, it is unfair how many comedians come out of Chicago.
I think the Midwest is the key. I think the Midwest, coming out of the Midwest, it gives you the unique blend of East Coast and South.
Okay.
Because I think some of the best comics come out of the South, but when you come out of the Midwest, you kind of feel South because your family probably migrated from the South to end up in Chicago or Cleveland or Detroit. And so that Midwest vibe is a part of a comedy. And how about this? Everybody in Chicago is funny. Your uncle, your grandma, your brother. You can get roasted easy in Chicago.
The thing about Chicago, people got a bad rap. You know, unfortunately, they're always talking negativity. But then you said something that just blew my mind. You said everybody in Chicago is funny.
That's a fact.
I know a couple of cats from Chicago, and I have to admit, they crazy as hell. Not in a bad way.
But here goes. The thing that gets the press is the Wild Hunteds, or the thing that gets the press is the violence of the city. But the reality is, Chicago funny, man.
I've been there a couple of times. I've never seen any problems. I always have fun when I go there. I go and get some pizza, go and get some barbecue, soul food. Went to this one spot. They had one in Dallas, but it wasn't the same. JJ's
Catfish.
Oh my God. I had some in Dallas because
they got a couple here.
They got here in Atlanta.
Here in Atlanta, yeah.
Say, man. Woo, that was so good.
Mean, yeah, especially we're in Decatur right now, so it's definitely it's one we can throw a rock at a hit from right now, right here.
So let me ask you this. Let's just go here because this show is about encouraging people. It's about giving people their flowers. It's about letting people know that, you know, life hands you sometimes some messed up cards, especially as Black folks, especially. But
no. Life hands you your cards.
Okay.
So a lot of times as we navigate life, you be like, God, why I get these cards? Well, these your cards. You just got to play them. You got to play your cards, good or bad, and be thankful, good or bad. You know, I just came to the realization, and I'm 30 years in comedy, man, and 30 plus, and you got to find a way to always be thankful. Any situation, good or bad, you know, because what you don't know is God operating for your greater good. So if God is operating for your greater good, there are no bad moves. There are no bad decisions. There are no bad, oh man, I wish I hadn't done that. If you don't do that, you don't get to do this. My daughter and I talked, and my oldest daughter, and, you know, I was absentee as a young man because I didn't understand how to be a father, right? And so I tell her sometimes, I say, sweetie, if I'm any different, you don't get to be who you are. Like right now, she's a homeowner. She's she's a corporate executive. She runs businesses and she's dope. if I'm anything different, she turns out different.
Wow.
So if I'm attentive, if I'm Cliff Huxtable,
yeah.
maybe she's a serial killer.
Okay.
Who knows?
Okay. What? Because that's a extremely positive way of looking at just life.
That's the only way to look at it. The positive way is the only way.
How did you get there, though? I mean, was that always your?
I mean, you know what? No, it's not always been a thing. And of course, I've had moments where I felt down on myself. I mean, I'm a great comedian, and sometimes I'll be like, man, can I do this again? Can I be good at this one more time? And what I've learned is the idea that you just have to trust it. Trust your ability. Trust, you know to hit that button right there.
Mm-hmm.
You know it. You know to put a camera there. You know to go wide there. You know to go tight there. You know that. And you know to have a camera on you. You know that, right? So you've already done the work. Trust the work.
You know, it's interesting. I, guess still at heart a mama's boy, I guess. And
your mom's still with us?
Yes.
God bless you. God bless
and I can honestly say, on camera, she's gonna jump on me. She was kind of bothering me. Because she was like, send me your location, do this, do that, do that. I'm like, Mom, I'm good. You don't know what people crazy, da da da. And I told her something that you just said to me. I said, Mom, you gotta have faith. She said, yeah, faith is one thing. Still got fools out here.
Right.
She said, so yes, you
and you still my baby.
And that's what she told me. And I had to humble myself because I'm like, if she wasn't caring about me, I would have a problem.
Right.
But she's like, getting up in age because I am. And she was like, Negro, send me your location. And I ain't saying every move, but we need to know you okay.
I used to ask my mom gone now, but what I used to ask my mom, same situation. I'm like, what you gonna do? What you gonna do? You gonna run over here and shoot the place up? What you gonna do, little bitty lady? But I tell you what, I miss her dearly. The most grown-up thing I've been through in my life is the loss of my mom, and reconciling that. And my sister and I talked this morning. She said, "Rodney, how are you? I mean, you're dealing with this, and that. We lost mom so many years ago. Have you ever dealt with it?" And to be honest, maybe not. Maybe not.
Can I ask you, is it fear of not dealing with it? Because there's somebody that might be going through the same situation, you know what I'm saying? Is it fear? Is it fear of facing it or?
Well, I don't know. And when I say I haven't dealt with it, I maybe haven't dealt with it in the conventional sense.
Got you.
In terms of, like my brother, upon hearing that my mom passed away, he punched a tree. I never lashed out like that. Matter of fact, I thought he was losing his damn mind. But at the same time, I can tell a story. I can talk about all the stories my mom told me. I can talk about how she was great for us, how the human being she was made me a better human being, how she required us to be strong, brave, fearless. She required that. And so I think I've dealt with that portion of it, but you know, grief is a crazy thing.
Yeah. I'm sorry to hear that, brother. For real. And
oh, it's okay.
But it's funny because soon as we get finished, I'm calling my mama.
Call your mama.
Cause she was like,
call your mama if you can.
Yes,
I'm telling you, man. Yes. I mean, I used to talk to my mom every day. She was not only my mama, she was my friend. So I not only lost my mom, my mommy, I lost my best friend.
Wow.
And so, but again, if I don't go through that, I don't get to be this guy right now.
Yeah. Even on the ship, when we had a chance to just chat, I'm like, I had just started doing comedy, just trying to figure this thing out. You didn't fuss at me, but you told me you need to be on stage more. And I'm like, well, you know, the city I'm in is small or whatever. Make your own room. Like, you need to get on stage more. The more you do it, repetitions. And I was like,
ain't no way around it.
None. And it's funny because the same evening, I'm lying, the next day, you know how we go to the main dining room.
Yes.
J. Anthony Brown sat right next to me. I'm like, this is J. Anthony Brown. Like, I'm tripping out on seeing these people that I've heard on the radio and seen on TV and everything else. And asked him the same thing. He said, I don't write down no damn, you know, Jay crazy. He said, I don't write down no jokes. I talk about my life. That's all you gotta do. And I was like, okay, so I don't have to do 1-2 punchlines. And I'm sitting up here tripping out because y'all are dropping all these nuggets. But I'm like, there's something behind, I don't like saying celebrity, but behind this person that has a gift of making the room laugh. Like, no matter what you're going through, y'all have a gift that I'm hoping I have it at times also as a comedian to make people change what's going on, almost like sorcery. Like, you have this magical wand of, like, I don't care.
I ain't doing no sorcery.
Not like
I feel you.
But I'm sorry, bad metaphor. But as far as being able to move the room, and no matter what you're going through, just for a little while, not only are you able to relate to me, but I'm able to make you laugh just for a second, which I think is a gift.
It's an absolute gift. It's an absolute gift. And, you know, to anybody that's watching this, you're a young comedian, this is the thing, man, is the thing, you gotta love it. I had this conversation with Talent yesterday, a comedian Talent out of New York. And he and I were talking. He said, Rod, I said, Talent, how can you still be Talent after all these years? He said, you gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it when nothing else matters. You gotta love it. Because comedy will always take care of you. You know, if you can find a way to have a complete love affair, like my wife used to get on me, she like, you love some comedy. And then when I realized that she was my side chick, comedy was my wife.
Okay.
And that's absurd and probably why we got problems now. But that's true.
Okay. So you're blessing me right now, whether you know it or not. Because one of the issues a lot of people that I've talked to have as far as relationships is there's something addictive about the stage. It's not about the lights. It's something about making someone laugh that's addictive. It's something about creating a joke or seeing humor in the smallest of things. Like, I've been at funerals and made people laugh. They're like, what's wrong with you? Right. And matter of fact, I heard a story Mara J said, and we actually have her tomorrow through the grace of God. And she talked about a story.
She lived right around the corner from me.
That's crazy. But she told me a story about, well, she was on the show, but she was telling a story. George Wallace and J. Anthony Brown. I guess George Wallace went to a funeral of J. Anthony Brown's mother.
Yes, he did.
And he said something crazy. I ain't gonna repeat it because it's not mine to repeat. And me saying it's not gonna come out right. But he said something, and they were like, what the heck? But as comedians, it's hard for people to understand this, man. You know, but has there ever been a time, and we're gonna talk about the health stuff, if that's okay, But have there ever been a time where maybe a promoter did you bad, something didn't work out the way you wanted it to, that you was like, this is it. I'm ready to just give up?
I've only quit once. When I joined the Navy, I went through boot camp and I ended up in New Orleans, Louisiana. And I was in New Orleans and I had to be on stage somewhere. So I heard about a gong show. And I went to the gong show and I'm on stage 7 to 8 minutes and then I got gonged. Somebody picked up a stick and hit a gong and told me to get the hell off the stage. And I was like, you know what, maybe this is not for me. And I quit. And one day later, I meet Harry Ratchford.
Kevin Hart, I'm saying it right, Plastic Cup Boys?
Yes.
Okay.
I meet Harry. He and I became roommates. And he was so funny to me. And I was trying to encourage him to be a comedian. And he's like, why don't we do it together? And so he and I became a comedy team for about 6, 7 years.
Really?
And that got me back in and still probably my best friend to this day.
That's great. Wait a minute, hold on. Because this turning corners about times where you wanted to give up. You said, no, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to keep going. You literally met somebody who's still your friend to this day.
Yeah, for sure.
The next day.
Absolutely.
That's crazy.
Absolutely. And
wow.
So when you ask me, like, how do you find the wherewithal to keep going? I've seen it too many times at this point. Like, I've seen things work out too many times, if that make any sense.
Yeah.
You know, whether it's meeting Monique and doing radio with Monique and radio becoming television, or connecting with Sid the Entertainer and he said, Rodney, I want you to be my woman guy. Or connecting with Steve Harvey and him being like becoming a friend and him whooping my butt in dominoes for 2 or 3 weeks before I figured out I could beat him. So it's all for a reason.
You know, you told a story, I think it was on Pierre's Panic Room, who's hilarious. Shout out to Pierre. He's funny as hell.
Yeah, wild boy. He's better than Ryan Davis too. No,
you know what? I saw that and I wasn't going to even ask. I was like, I'm not going to do that because I don't want nobody. I
got to be honest. I was feeling some type of way. I was like, hey, wait a minute. If Ryan Davis better than all them, then is he better than me? Shit.
You know what? Okay.
But so what?
Yeah.
So what?
Listen, first of all, Ari Spears he knows how to make people watch. That clickbait he does.
Oh, clickbait.
And I think Ryan Davis is funny. I do. But some of the names he said, I said, well, I like Ryan, but I think the one that really got me more than anybody else when he said Ali Sadiq, I'm like, come on, bro.
What's up, independent artists? This is Legacy City, CEO of Street Legend Production, LLC. Radio station, TV network, earn your royalties, UPC code, ISRCs. Come and holler at us, Street Legend Production, LLC, home of the independent artists. The resume speaks for itself.
Come on, bro, you went too far.
Well,
because I'm a Texas guy too, so I'm biased.
Ali is my guy, and he's a great friend. And what you don't want to do is say it to his face. I know, wild boy.
Ali is the first, and I don't even know if he remembers this. He's the first guy when I first started doing comedy. Shout out to Tom Man Productions. I was able to open up for Ali at this little club or whatever, and he told me, "Man, he's funny as hell." He said, "But." I did a joke about disabled guy, whatever. He said, you just made him, we felt sorry for him. You kept going. You know, he said, you made us feel from being funny to, and I was like, okay. And that was the first comedian that first told me I was funny. And then actually
gave you a note.
Then gave me a note. And I was like, thank you, But anyway, on the Panic Room, you told a story, brother. And I was like, because some people get such bad raps and they seem like they run with the dirt. They run with it. That's why I turn the corners. I'm like, I'm not gonna do all that shit. Ain't no dirt. We ain't trying to hurt nobody. We got enough stuff going on in the world. You said Monique took your wife shopping. Well, her assistant. I'm sorry, her assistant. But just the point of someone doing it, because there's always these bad stories of Monique, and I'm like, well, I met her once. She was sweet. Like, she was funny as hell. You know, it was some years ago, but she was still funny. Could you tell us about that experience of, as a man?
So, I mean, first of all, I'm very lucky to have Monique as a friend.
Yeah.
I've been blessed comedically to cross paths with some great comedians. Everybody from Dave Chappelle to Kevin Hart to Monique to Steve and Sid. And men in comedy always have a quiet competition. It just is what it is. And me and Monique never had that. We just never had the competition thing. And so we became like brother and sister very quickly. So I meet Monique and she said, baby, I don't want to offend you, but can I take your wife on a shopping spree? I said, I mean, at this time in my career, I'm living in a 3-bedroom apartment in Inglewood, California. I said, sure. She takes my wife out, spend a few $1,000s in our home. Well received, well needed $3,000 an hour. Everything from food to furniture, whatever we need.
Yeah.
And I got her on the phone. I said, Mo, how do I pay you back? She said, you don't, sugar. Someday you're going to be able to pay some young comic the way I paid you. And so that was my introduction to her.
Yeah.
You know, and what solidified our relationship, we're doing a show in Chicago. Mo, the gays love Mo. The gays love Mo. So we working in Chicago. It's a gay event. So I go and do it. I inadvertently say something that offends everybody. You know, I said some joke about, it was a blanket statement about gays being something.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just unfair. But unbeknownst to me, I didn't even realize it was bad.
Gotcha.
Till after I said it. So the guy came to me and said, man, I can't believe you said that, da-da-da. They first of all, the gays be writing emails. They sat in that audience and was like, no, dog.
Wow.
Pissed. They was upset. They sent all these emails and letters out. And so I went to the promoter. I said, hey, man. I said, the last thing I want to do is make somebody uncomfortable. I said, if you would allow me, I'll donate my services. I'll come back next year for free. I'll cover my own dime. I'll get here, da-da-da. And he was like, wow. And Monique was like, yo, that's why I fuck with you. You took accountability and you went out on a limb on your own. She said, Rodney Perry, I got your back. And that was the beginning of us rocking. Radio, TV, everything. You know, Mo had other guys.
Mm-hmm.
She had Reggie Carroll. She had G-Thing for a period of time. But Rodney Perry stuck because he had some integrity.
Dude.
Not to say those guys don't.
No, right. Exactly. I gotta tell you, you've been in this business for a while. I'm just now learning, and I'm in San Antonio, so only time I really got to experience business is when I moved to Dallas for a little while.
Okay.
And then my parents got sick, I had to move back home. But you are a rare gem, along with Monique, because the way, and I don't want to say no names, but I've dealt with some people that was like, man, what's wrong with y'all? And it almost, I'm saying for me, turned me off from wanting to do comedy. Because I was like, if I got to do all this just to get on that stage to make somebody laugh, I don't want to do it because I know I'm crazy. Like the name Can't Get Right, people think it came from the movie Life. No, I'm being crazy. You know, in the hood, we always got two names. You know, your mama might name you, Shinova, but you call her Coco. You know,
Right.
My mama named Candy. If it's sweet, she probably crazy. I'm just gonna put that out there.
Indeed.
And so Can't Get Right came from me wanting to punch people in the face all the time. That was just me.
Right.
And there's been times where I've traveled and people didn't pay me, or the church was one that got me a couple of times in the name of Jesus. And I'm like, I don't think Jesus want to do business like this.
Let me holler at you.
Yeah, that's actually what happened. Clarksville, Tennessee. But matter of fact, I almost went to jail today when I busted to the pastor's office. They frown on you running to the pastor's office.
They don't like that.
No, they were kind of pissed about that. But it seems to me that this is just part of your character. You're not doing it for a show. You're not doing it because again, when I met you, and every time I've seen you, you have always been a genuine person. And that's why when, this is not my story to tell, but some interviews I've heard you say how when you did have a situation in your life, there were other people that came around you. And you don't know this, but you somewhat inspired this show.
Oh, wow.
Because the second time I saw you, we was on the ship. And it was after the situation had happened. And I was like, how does this man bounce back from that? How does he do that? And we kept talking. Every time I would see you, we would talk. And I was like, how does he turn a corner? Shameless plug. But how do you turn a corner like that? Because it seems to me that you just attract good people to you. You know?
Okay.
Kevin Hart gave you a gift. We're not going to talk about it. But Kevin Hart gave you a gift when you was down. Don't worry about your family, my guy. I got you. I'm like, wait a minute. Do you even see or know what you do and how you inspire people to just be their best self?
I don't know. I don't know if there's ever been a focus of mine. And to be honest, I can remember points in my life where I felt like I was soft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, when you the guy, that always look for the brighter side, when you're the guy that always got the, positive spin on everything, somewhere deep inside, you want to go, no, fuck that.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna choke somebody today.
Yeah.
Right. But the reality is, if you could find a way to be kind, if you can find a way to be, special, then you can be okay. And it takes more. It takes more out of you to turn the other cheek. It takes a lot out of you, because it's easy to choke the shit out of somebody.
Yeah.
It's easy to go to jail. It's easy to go to jail.
Yeah.
You be headed to jail any day. But to navigate this life 55 years and not ever been closer to that situation, how you do that? Like I got my cousin, man, Rocky, man. Rocky is that guy. If I ever need somebody hurt, Rocky gonna do it.
And that's the way it is.
But I gotta tell Rocky, don't do that. We don't have to do that. You know. But I respect his ability to go there. If that make any sense.
Yeah.
And so when you're Rodney Perry, people want to help you. Whether it's Kevin Hart, Monique, Sid Entertainer, you know, so many great people in my life, man. Hey man, Rod, if you ever need anything, call me. I got one of my friends, a professional boxer. He said, Rod, you good? Please let me do something to somebody for you. No. Please don't do that for me. Because if you trust God, he got you.
You're in this industry, which is one of to me the hardest genres to navigate, and that's comedy. Like people are tough. First of all, everybody think they can do it. They can't. You can't repeat a joke. You can. Frank Beverly and Mays, you know, rest with the ancestors.
You can live off a great song.
You can live off that song forever. You can't live off a great joke. You might be able to do a different city.
Write another one.
Your perspective, and even right now I'm sitting up here like, how does this man do this? Because something else I know about you, I did a little research. I'm September 18th. September 20th.
No.
What is it?
9/15.
15th. Okay. Virgo. Virgos are known for.
Virgos, in my opinion, are easily the funniest sign in the zodiac.
I believe that.
Don't get me wrong. There's you know, cancers and different. But if you start looking at the numbers, from Chappelle,
Really,
to Leslie Jones, to J.J. Williamson, it's so many Virgos, man. So many Virgos.
I did not know that.
But that's a fraction. Basket Mouth from Africa. So many great Virgos, man.
So I always say we got Michael Jackson, we got Sanaa Lathan, we got Beyonce, and of course I used to say can't get right, but I got Rodney Perry in front of me, so I can't say that right now. You know what I'm saying?
You can say what you want to say.
No,
Say it, dog.
But I'm just amazed at your, and I don't mean to keep pushing this, but your point of view on life, because again, there are so many people who have downtrodden. They have, especially now in the climate we're in, this environment of these people don't like us and this right here and all these other political things going on that's unfortunately
right.
bleeding into society. To have that positive outlook is awesome. Now, I gotta ask you, because reading your bio, did this outlook increase because of the situation that happened with your health, or was that just always who you were anyway? Am I making sense?
Well, first of all, for your audience, I am a stroke survivor. It's almost 46, 50, and I'm 55. So almost a decade ago, 9 years ago. I'm on the road, Denver, Colorado, and I have what people call a stroke. And I don't feel good. I'm on the road, and I walked into the hospital, and I didn't walk out. 45 days. And I'm so lucky and blessed to have went through that, go through the rehab process, and walk out of the hospital. But the wake-up call is this. The wake-up call is you gotta treat yourself better. You gotta eat better. You gotta go through, life better. And so you find out who's there. Like, I got a chance to die in front of the world because I went live on my social during that time.
Did you?
So I'm on live, And I thought I was saying some fly shit. In my mind, I was saying, hey, everybody, it's your boy Rodney Perry, feeling good. What I really was saying was ba-da-da-ba-dibba-da. Scooby-Dooby-da.
Really?
Yeah. So that that time was very instrumental, and it was one of those moments that I'm thankful for, because if I don't go through that, I don't get to be here.
Bruh, you. Okay. Because I know people like you in my life. I do. I know some people like that in my life. My Aunt Alice, rest her soul. As a matter of fact, today's her birthday. She passed away a couple of years ago, and today's her birthday.
Oh wow.
She would do the same thing. And I remember she was on her deathbed 20 years ago before she passed away. Doctor said she wasn't gonna make it overnight.
Oh wow.
And I never forget, she was Jehovah's Witness. We went and seen her, and she said that day, she said, I said, Aunt Alice, we in there crying and everything else. She said, what you crying for? She said, I ain't crying. And I was like, Aunt Alice, da-da-da. She said, baby, if Jehovah wants me today, I got to go.
It's okay.
And I just looked at her, like, how do you do that? And then when 20 years later, she's still living, and she passed away a couple of years ago. But I'm hearing her right now through you. Because there are some people who are so negative. There are some comedians who are so negative. I'm not gonna name any. Y'all, the audience, y'all already know who they are. How can you sustain this industry being so positive? Another person is positive like that. He irritates me. Never met the guy. Kevin Hart always seemed like he's in a good mood. I'm not saying he is.
It don't hurt to be rich.
Yeah, well, and nothing against Mr. Hart, Kevin Hart, whatever. But every time I see him, I'm like, this dude is always happy. Right. You know, but I know some rich people who are miserable.
Yeah.
You know? I don't know. I guess I find myself sometimes being pessimistic. And I don't like it because it doesn't make me feel good. But sometimes life just does that. But now listening to you, I'm like, Ray, you need to turn some corners in your life.
You know what? For me, it's just an easier life for me. You know, because you can easily look at life another way. You can look at, this bottle is a half full or half empty. So how do you look at it? If you look at it half full, then you only need a little bit more water to fill it up. If you look at it as half empty, you're like, oh man, I'm almost done. And so as you navigate this life, you got to be really, again, thankful. And I don't know, man. I'm looking at people. I'm looking at the journey, right? I remember when nobody cared. And so from time to time, somebody stop me and go, hey, Mr. Perry, can I get your autograph? Can I get a picture? If I get one of those, that could push me 6 months.
Wow.
6 months.
Yeah.
Because there was a time when nobody cared. Period. I remember it. I remember vividly. I remember people passed me, bumping me all night. Hey man, you come back next week. I remember that vividly. Yeah. So to be able to walk in the club and go, oh, Rodney Perry here. Oh, you next. You please, can you go, Miss Perry? Can you go? Absolutely. How dare I not?
Speaking of that, Guy Torres, Fat Tuesday in LA. Famous club.
It is.
How did that, you on some historic, I mean, real talk. I mean, because, I know everybody's into the internet now and stuff like that, but most people don't understand, on that stage, it's you in the audience. Ain't no cut, ain't no edit, nothing against nobody who's doing it, because I do skits too. But on that stage, and I understand, and get me right, before Robin Harris before Guy Torrey took it over, Robin Harris was
No.
Oh, it was a different club?
That's a different club. That's the Regency West in LA. That's more in LA. You talking about Hollywood improv.
Okay.
That's where Guy Torrey was, inside of there.
Okay. So
I apologize. The Comedy Store. Guy Torrey was in the Comedy Store, in the main room of the Comedy Store, which was a place where Richard Pryor cut his teeth in there.
Really?
Yeah.
Dang. If you don't mind, do you have any stories about just them days being in the clubs with all those up and coming people, including yourself?
I mean, there's tons of stories, man. My bomb story happened there. So
comedians never.
Oh no.
Comedians will tell you they never bomb.
No, if somebody saying they never bombed, they ain't lived long enough. It's coming. So I was still in the Navy, and my aunt lived in Los Angeles. So I came down to LA. I was staying on her floor, my wife and I. And her boyfriend owned the limo service. And so I got a set at the Comedy Store, Guy Torrey's Fat Tuesday. I'm still in the Navy. I probably look like I'm in the Navy. I'm wearing regular clothes, but I'm kind of military.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, you get it. And so I show up. Well, her limo driving fiance said, I got you, Rod. I'll take you to the club in style. So now I'm in a limo with my wife, my aunt, her boyfriend, and about 6 other people I don't know. All give me you better be funny tonight. So I'm on stage. Guy Torrey loves this story. I'm on stage. Maybe 60 seconds. Start getting booed. I can still see the guy. I'm on stage. He's right there. He stands up. A white guy. Out of all the black people in the audience, the white guy stood up and started booing me. Found out later on he worked for Death Row.
Really?
Yeah. He started booing me. Now a boo is like wildfire.
Yes, sir.
A boo is like you try to roast this guy and then boo, move over here, then move over here. And before you know it, the whole room is booing you. Guy Torrey came out. He's like, yo, man, you can't talk about my audience like that, man. Thank you, bro. Get out of here. So he comes out of the sheer curtain. There's a curtain and a sheer curtain, so people can see you, but not really. I'm back there. My wife is working her way backstage to get to me. She gets to me. I'm standing there. She comes to my side. She's like, "You okay?" I said, "Yeah, I'm all right." But that's not why I'm here. It's not why I came here. And in that moment, Guy Torrey goes, well, somebody in the audience goes, well, he didn't get a chance. And he's like, what, y'all want to see him again? And I'm still there behind the curtain. He opens the curtain, I'm still there. I said, come on, bro. He bring me on stage, we have a little banter. He's like, yo, man, you bomb, man. You want to try it again? I said, yeah, bro, I definitely want to try it again.
Like, come on, man.
And so I'm on stage, post-bomb, and I'm like, well, I'm doing a mental edit. I'm going to my closer. Because if you can't rely on your closer, you can't rely on nothing else.
Yes, exactly.
I start doing my closer. My closer gets maybe a 7 on a scale of 1 to 10. My closer gets maybe a 7. I take that little laugh, and I was like, hey, y'all, that's my time. I'm going to get out of here. So, Guy Tori's the host. Joe Torre told me, he said, Rodney, he said, you know, when I start fucking with you, he said, bro, when we open that curtain and you were still there, he said, most people be gone.
Yeah.
And so that was the foundation I would rest on for many years. But the crazy thing about a bomb is I couldn't get back on that stage for another 3 years, 4 years. Because Terrence was a booker, and Terrence wouldn't have nothing to do with me. Now he's one of my closest friends.
First of all, let me say this. I commend you for getting back on stage. Okay. Someone told me in comedy, you can't have too much pride. He said, because people will humble you in a heartbeat. And I'm sitting up there thinking, okay, this man is already in limo. He got his wife there. He got his family there.
I still had to ride home with them that night. Niggas let me have it in the car.
Oh, no.
This nigga bomb like a motherfucker. God damn. You all right, young fella? Oh,
okay. Listen, I got to ask this before you get out of here. I got the person who made me want to do comedy. No doubt about it. I'm a Rich Pryor fan, of course. There's one man in a red suit that made me want to do comedy.
okay.
Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy, to me, has always been and always will be to me. Ain't nothing against nobody else. This is. He don't even have a mountain. They have like the
Mount Rushmore.
No. He has his own mountain. He just has his own. He just have his own mountain. Because as a kid, when I saw that guy, I said, that's what I want to do.
Indeed.
I saw everyone in my in-out's house. There she go again. And I'm watching I'm like, what are they doing? And they were laughing. He was doing all the skits. He was doing the ice cream and all that stuff. I'm watching Coming to America.
Okay.
And I'm looking at it and I'm like, okay, that's my movie. You know, people forget what is that, Velvet? Like, people forget how dope of a movie that was. You know what I'm saying? Hey, waiter, come here, let me tell you a story. You know, like, those are all Eddie Murphy, right? And I'm looking, I said, that's Rodney Perry. I literally paused it, because I'm my old ass gonna put my glasses on. I said, that's my dude right there, Rodney Perry. And how did that come about, bro?
Okay. Let's talk about Eddie Murphy first.
Okay, please.
So Eddie Murphy is the father of our generation.
Come on now.
If Eddie Murphy is our father, Richard Pryor is our grandfather.
Yes, sir.
So, and that's direct lineage. You know, because after Eddie Murphy comes my group, Def Jam and Comic View. And a bunch of us, floodgates open. But before that, it was only one, the great Eddie Murphy. And so the same thing happened to me, happened to you. When I saw Eddie Murphy on Saturday Night Live doing Velvet Jones, and I was like, yo, who the fuck is this guy? Yeah. I was like, yo. And so that was the beginning, seeing Eddie Murphy. And so I already felt like that about him. And I get to go on an audition, which I do all the time. I do auditions all the time. So I get audition. It's for a movie called The Quest. right? It's a quest. The movie is about the working title of the film is The Quest. And so I go and audition for The Quest. Every black actor in town, Country Wayne, Rodney Perry, everybody black around 40 years old for The Quest. I go in audition and I just, you learn to do it and go home. You just let it go. Because the up and down is a lot. The failure of it all is a lot.
Yeah.
So I go out and audition and I head home. I get home, I get a call from my agency, Rodney, you just booked The Quest. I was like, okay, that's cool. When does it work? She's like, you're not excited? I'm like, it's a movie. I mean, I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. She's like, Rodney, The Quest is coming to America too.
Wait a minute. Hold on. They didn't even tell you it was coming to America too?
I had no idea. So now I know. And my wife and I stood in our kitchen and we looked at each other across the table and we kind of had a mutual cry. Like this could be the thing. And so that was it. And then you get on set and you start working. Now, Eddie who knows me, now he get to see me every day. Because we worked for like 4 weeks.
You say Eddie who knows you. What do you mean by that? Like he's seen your work?
I've met Eddie Murphy before.
Really?
Yeah, I've been to his house for parties and stuff. I've been to Eddie Murphy's house before. But when you're the guy at a party and the guy on the set, totally different. You feel me? Like your whole cachet is different. When you on that set and you working and Tracy Morgan is right there and Leslie Jones is right there, so it's a different animal. Lunel, myself, Nav Green. So we all had a new moment, a new thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so I remember Eddie being regal. Like Eddie Murphy is like being around a real king. Like he doesn't get dragged into the quagmire of regular niggas bullshit. Like I can remember there was moments on the set where people would got to talk about different stuff.
Uh-huh.
And Eddie would always have some sage wisdom. And I remember thinking to myself, this motherfucker here is a king, for real. And we had those moments. And hey, Rodney Perry, how you doing this morning? And Nav Green go, nigga, Eddie just spoke to you. I was like, what? But I mean, it was a great time, man. And I got lucky enough and blessed enough to work with the great Eddie Murphy. And that movie don't get the credit for being really good.
Movies, I love it.
I mean, the only thing Coming to America 2 had against it is that Coming to America 1 was so good.
Yes. And
they had to they ran the risk. They had to service so many of the older characters.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I think it was a great movie.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna say this: before there was a Black Panther, that's Coming to America.
Indeed.
Because with the costumes, they're in Africa. They ain't showing no people with flies on their eyes and like that. They showing us
opulence.
Come on now. Come on. Eddie did that. Matter of fact, because I don't want to hold you up, but that movie was so touching, especially for the time. People forget about the time. I had a customer, I said, brother, you never seen Come to America? I ain't seen that. Young guy. I said, go back and watch it. Next time he came to his barbershop, that's my other job, he was like, Mr. Ray, man, that was fire. I kept laughing. I said, watch it again. Watch it again.
Yeah, and this was Coming to America 2, they had to cut out some stuff. So Eddie, we know that Eddie and Arsenio played other characters.
Mm-hmm.
We know Randy Watson. We know the guys from the barbershop.
Yeah.
But there were other characters that didn't make it into the movie.
Wait. Hold on. You mean to tell me outside of...
Yes. Eddie played probably 3 more characters. So did Arsenio. Absolutely. Arsenio played the pastor again.
I love the Lord. Loving the Lord is wrong. I don't. Yeah.
He did all that good stuff, and we were the family. Myself, Leslie Jones, Nav Green. We were the family of the boy, the boy that went back to Africa.
Yeah.
For this film, and so it was important that we have some sort of synergy, and we did.
If you don't mind me asking, where'd y'all film this at?
Tyler Perry Studios here in Atlanta. Best craft services in the world.
Wait. Hold on. Because people don't know that. Tyler Perry Studios.
Yes.
Right here in Atlanta.
Yeah.
Is where they shot.
Yeah. My scenes, we shot Leslie's house on the sound stage. We shot all those party scenes.
Mm-hmm.
We shot those on the sound stage here in Atlanta. It was Rick Ross. Who else was there? Michael Blackson. And it was a great time.
Have you ever been? Because I mean, have you ever just seen somebody and was like, oh my God, that's this person, that because you're just dropping these names, and I don't think you understand. To us small folks, us common folks, us peasants. I'm just playing. You are dropping names like it ain't nothing. Has there ever been anybody that you saw and you was like, oh my God, oh, I can't believe this is such and such?
I mean, some people you look at, you can't believe. I mean, Eddie, I couldn't believe that I was sitting next to I was in a scene with Eddie Murphy. I couldn't believe it. But at the same time, why not me?
Oh man, I love you. I love your attitude. And I'm praying that when this is released, people are encouraged by this, because your attitude is something that needs to be studied. Especially in a time where, like I said, everyone seems to be so negative. Everyone seems to be...
Clickbait is negative. Clickbait is negative. Like, I saw a thumbnail that said Cat Williams comes out, tells Eddie Murphy what he really got. He really know.
I saw that.
I'm like, what? So what? Why do Eddie Murphy give a fuck about what Cat Williams is gonna say? Why? Eddie Murphy is still Eddie Murphy.
Yeah.
Why would Eddie Murphy care? Like, this is how regal Eddie Murphy is. I'm sure, I don't know this for a fact, but I'm sure Eddie Murphy don't give a fuck what Cat Williams got to say. At all.
Yeah. And I don't get it.
And
because I think Cat Williams is funny by himself. Yeah, he's funny by himself.
Man, I mean, Cat Williams is brilliant. Top 5 comedians I've met in my life. But so what?
I'm with you.
But whether you Ari Spears or Cat Williams or Corey Holcomb, negativity gets clicks. And clicks and people clicking on your page is what matters. That's currency nowadays.
Yeah. It's funny. I was told. Yeah. Someone told me, man, I like your podcast, man, but y'all ain't got no drama on you. I said, what do you mean? Well, I mean, when I watch, I said, well, there's other shows you can watch. But I don't want to be negative because I don't want to leave this earth feeling like I hurt our people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like most people don't know, I used to be a preacher for 20 plus years.
Oh, wow.
When I met you, I was a preacher.
Yeah, wow.
I wasn't supposed to be on that ship.
Yeah, how about that?
I wasn't supposed to be on that ship sinning, but thank God for, yeah. Anyway, but so encouraging people is just this part of who I am or whatever. And I said, I want to do something that's
so you get everything we talk about.
Everything.
Yeah.
It's crazy. One last question, I'm gonna let you go. Turning corners. What's a turning corner moment where you can honestly say, because you're so positive in everything that you've been saying, what's a turning corner moment where you can say, it was because of that situation or partly because of that situation, it made me the Rodney Perry that I am?
I mean, there's so many moments, man. So many moments. I mean, careers are made in moments. So,
that's wait a minute, hold on. Don't run past that. Careers are made in moments.
Oh, for sure. Like, people always talk about your greatest set. My greatest set probably happened in the comedy club nobody ever saw. So, your career is a series of moments, right? And so, there's a few moments that come to mind. So, people know about my stroke, right? But what people don't know is that I went through a bout with COVID. I had the real COVID. When you would get sick for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and you was like, yo, it was crazy. So I get COVID. I go to the hospital. I'm in the hospital 14 days. During that time, I talked to my cousin, and she was talking to me every day. And I talked to my cousin, her name is Phyllis. I said, Phil, how many summers do you want to live? She said, I don't know. Why you ask me that stupid question? I said, that's a stupid question. You gonna die. How many more summers you want to live? She said, I don't know. I said, you know what? In a perfect world, I like to live about 30 more summers. And she said, boy, you stupid. And so that happened. I get discharged 14 days after I checked in. And I'm at home. I'm on oxygen. They released me home, but they put me on oxygen. So I could not walk 5 feet without oxygen. It was a hard time. And when I was in the hospital, I felt okay. I was like, I'm good. I'm going home. And when I got home, the COVID was just wreak havoc on my lungs. So I'm laying there on the couch one morning, and I get what I feel like is a call, telephone call. I pick up the phone. It's my mom. I told you my mom was gone already. It's my mother.
Wait a minute. Oh, you're killing me. Go ahead.
So
I'm sorry.
I'm on I hear a younger version of my mother's voice. Hey, you all right? Yeah, man, I'm all right, but I don't feel good. Yeah, you're gonna be all right. That simple. Calmness came over me. You're gonna be all right. And she says, oh, by the way, you're gonna get them 30 summers. And since then,
wow, brother,
I've talked with some friends about the moment, And it's like, that might not have been your mom. That might have been God speaking to you in the only voice you wanted to hear at that moment. I say, whatever it is, I talk to my mama. And there's solace in that. And I think God grants you access to your people when you need the most. And I think he gave me access to my mama for a minute or so. Conversation. And so, I love you, mama.
You know what? Listen. No greater way to end this. I just think that's that's it. That's it. I want to tell you thank you. I appreciate your time. Appreciate your people putting up with me, texting them, trying to, because I know I was getting on her nerves. She was like, she was so kind.
No, we was gonna come out here last week.
Yeah, she told me. I said, no, I'm not there yet. I'm getting time to then, but I just want to tell you, thank you, sir. I appreciate you.
Whoa, what's this, boy? You ain't got to do that. You ain't got to do that.
No.
Wow, that's very kind.
We no, it's not. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Wow.
Thank y'all for tuning in. My boy Rodney Perry. I thank you. I appreciate you. This is Turning Corners. I ain't put the camera. Boy, Ray K, get right. I holla.
Pull up on me. Pull up on me. Pull up on me.